Be aware of your surroundings. When you live full time on the road, you have to be a little bit more diligent to the things that are going on around you. Why? Because the difference between living on the road and living in a house or apartment is there's a lot of movement and change going on in the public. Okay. A lot of it does not apply to you, but there's a small percentage of people in the public that are drug addicts, panhandlers, police officers, and situations that can get you in trouble. A very small percentage of the population, but a certain percentage, okay? And when you're in your house, the percentage is still there of someone who can rob your house, something that bad that can happen to you in your house, but it's a smaller percentage. So by its nature, when you live your life in the public on the road, you increase your likelihood of running into certain people, drug addicts, panhandlers, etc. So what you're trying to do in life is not to live in fear, because most of the time nothing's going to happen, but to mitigate some risk, lessen some risk. How do you lessen the risk? Well, one is always remember that there's someone watching you even when you don't think. Okay? There's always lurkers. Okay? There's people sometimes in a parking lot that sit in a truck stop that wait to see out-of-town license plate. If you have an out-of-town license plate and you go there, a drug addict, a panhandler, or even a robber will see that and say, oh, this person is a tourist, etc. Okay? And that increases your risk. Okay? So if you have Florida plates and you are in South Carolina, that increases your risk if you're stopped at a truck stop in the middle of the night. Okay? If the longer you stay in a parking lot, the higher your risk. Okay? So if you stay parked at a rest area for more than 2 hours, more people have seen you, more people are plotting on you, etc. There's a quote that says basically you can't hit a moving target. You can't hit a moving target. But the more idle you are, the more you become a target for certain people. So unless you have to sit that long, don't. Even if you're eating food in a parking lot, try not to sit there longer than you need to. Sometimes, there's been a couple times I've ate my food in a parking lot and I just sat there playing with my phone, and then someone came up to my car asking for money or something. And this isn't in a bad neighborhood. This is in a decent neighborhood. And I had got a little bit unaware of my surroundings and got lethargic in understanding that there's always movement outside my car, outside your truck, whatever you drive, whatever type of vehicle you live on the road. You're in the public more, so your risk increases more. Not enough to make you fearful, but enough that you should be aware and mindful. So keep it moving. Beware of the time of day. Again, I've had people come up to my car in the middle of the day, but it increases at night, obviously. Once you get past, once the sun comes down, your chances of people coming up to you and your surrounding, it increases. And obviously, look, if you're in a rest area and you're there at night, cops are patrolling that area and you're a marked person for that. I've had cops knock on my door. I've been respectful to them. They've been respectful for me. It's never been an issue. But you don't want to cause them an issue because their job is to keep a flow in society, keep things normal. And a car parked certain places too long every day is abnormal. So when you're aware of your surroundings for the meaning of security, understanding that people are lurking, and no matter how aware you are, how diligent you are, you got to remember there's always someone that, whether they're just people watching or plotting on a theft, they're out there. So always keep your doors locked. Adjust your car settings that when you open your car, only your driver's door opens. Meaning in most modern cars, if you go into the settings feature on the dashboard and you adjust your auto lock, that when you hit your little fob, your key fob, and you unlock your car from the outside, the only door that will unlock is your driver door, and as soon as you close that, lock that. So that if you unlock your car and you get in, someone can't unlock your back car and get in too. Again, will something bad happen? Chance 90% plus percent of the time, nothing's going to happen. But you want to decrease your risk with regards to your security. Okay, the other reason you need to be aware of your surroundings is for resources. What does that mean? That means to charge your electronics, your laptop, your cell phone, your inverter pack. This is an inverter pack. It has to be charged once per day. You need to be aware of your public resources, such as electrical outlets. Where can you get electrical outlets? Public parks, of course, cafes. Cafes are a little bit shut down now with COVID-19, so you got to look at the public parks. Some rest areas have electrical charging stations, truck stops. But when you walk into a store, you walk into an environment, your eyes have to be aware of electrical outlets. Your eyes have to be aware of where there are public showers. An awareness, a keen awareness that a person living on the road has to have versus a person living in an apartment is, where can I get basic power, running water, and bare necessities to supplement the fact that I don't have a home with all that infrastructure? So you're more aware than the common person of public resources. And the number 3 thing you need to be aware of is key locations. Example, like if you're driving in an area and you see a place that, a park that allows overnight camping, a campground, a truck stop. If you find an area within your travels that you weren't thinking of, but you're aware when you're driving to look out for certain things, you can make a mark in your mind, put a note in your phone like, oh yeah, look, in this area, this public park is here. So maybe you couldn't find that resource online, but now, being that you drove by something, you figured it out. As an example, down in Florida, there was one area that didn't have a lot of campgrounds. But just through driving around, not intentionally looking at it, but just through driving around, I found a truck stop that allowed overnight parking. And it was because that I was when I had a house, I was never aware of where truck stops are, where campgrounds are. I didn't really pay attention unless I was going on a trip. So when you live full-time on the road, your awareness for places to legally and safely park have to be keen, and you have to drop the Google Maps red location pin there, whether documenting it on your phone or in your mind, so that you have more options for things that you will need living on the road, such as where to park. Public parks during the day. You may pass by a beach park and you say, you know what, this is a good place to go during the day to do my work, to work out, to go for a walk, to, whatever. So the awareness of someone who lives full-time on the road in their car, truck, RV, whatever, has to be at a higher level for your security, for your resources, your running water, your power, etc., and for your locations that will provide some amenities to you. Safe place to sleep, such as a truck stop, rest area, campground, etc. Being mindful that there's always people out there, and you want to decrease your risk through a level of movement, not sitting idle too long. The longer you sit in your truck or car, your risk increases. And being aware of the time of day, the later it gets at night, the higher your risk increases. And obviously being aware of your neighborhood. Okay, so the worser the neighborhood, in one sense of speaking, the higher your risk. Okay? There's no way you can guarantee good risk. You can be in a great area in the middle of the day and still have an issue. But what you're trying to do is live with awareness, make your life on the road better. Be careful when you're traveling to different states and you have an out-of-town license plate. For some people who are thieves and drug addicts, hitchhikers, they're plotting on you at a higher level than a person who is a local. So those things will help you on your journey on your road, to enjoy your life, to enjoy the trips, to live an adventurous life, to be safe, to be healthy, to have the resources you need, and to just thrive a little bit better than just survive. And that's what I wanted to share. Hopefully this video did help you with some insights of someone who's lived 3 years on the road. If it did and you're not subscribed, I appreciate it if you do. Also, there's a blue join button if you want to join my channel membership. That will give you access, unlimited access to my members only chat, which I'll start to do every Sunday. and then we'll progress from there. You'll also get a membership badge and custom emojis. So that's a fun thing just started. Also, you can check out my playlist on my YouTube channel of Nomad Simple Living, which documents my life on the road, different tips, etc. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay as positive as you can. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and love.